Robin Sharma. The highlights of purpose and meaning. In the bustling heart of Toronto, a young lawyer named David sat in his corner office on the 32nd floor, staring out at the city skyline as the sun began to set. The golden light painted the buildings in warm hues, but David felt nothing but emptiness. Despite his success, despite the prestigious law firm, despite the six-figure salary that his peers envied, something fundamental was missing from his life. It was then that a colleague handed him a book that would change everything, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. Little did David know that this encounter would spark a journey of transformation that would illuminate the true meaning of purpose and fulfillment. As David opened the book that evening, he discovered the story of Julian Mantle, a successful lawyer who abandoned his materialistic lifestyle to seek wisdom in the Himalayas. But more than just a story, David found himself face to face with the profound teachings of Robin Sharma, teachings that would become the foundation of his own awakening. The wake-up call. Robin Sharma's philosophy begins with a fundamental truth that resonates through all his work. We are not here merely to exist. We are here to make a difference. This message struck David like lightning as he read through the pages. For years, he had been sleepwalking through life, confusing busyness with productivity, confusing success with significance. Sharma teaches us that the first step toward finding our purpose is recognizing that we have been living below our potential. Most people, he observes, spend their entire lives in what he calls the mesmerized masses, going through the motions without ever questioning whether they are truly alive or merely existing. David realized he had been part of this mass. He woke up each morning, went through his routine, worked long hours, earned money, and repeated the cycle. But where was the passion? Where was the sense of contribution? Where was the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing you are making a meaningful impact? This realization was both devastating and liberating. Devastating because it meant acknowledging that years had been spent in pursuit of the wrong things. Liberating because it meant that change was not only possible but necessary. The four pillars of purposeful living. As David delved deeper into Sharma's teachings, he discovered what the renowned author calls the four pillars of purposeful living. These pillars would become the framework for his transformation. Pillar 1: Self-mastery. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the thoughts you think, Sharma teaches. Self-mastery begins with taking complete responsibility for your inner world. David learned that he had been allowing external circumstances to dictate his emotional state, his energy levels, and his sense of worth. Sharma emphasizes that true leaders, and we are all called to be leaders in some capacity, must first lead themselves. This means developing an unwavering commitment to personal growth, continuous learning, and emotional intelligence. It means rising at 5 a.m. not because you have to, but because you understand that how you start your day determines how you live your life. David began implementing Sharma's morning routine: meditation, journaling, exercise, and learning. Within weeks, he noticed a profound shift in his energy and clarity. He was no longer reactive to the chaos around him. Instead, he became responsive, thoughtful, and intentional in his actions. Pillar 2: Contribution and service. The purpose of life is not to be happy, Sharma often says, quoting Viktor Frankl. The purpose of life is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. This pillar shattered David's previous understanding of success. He had been taught that success meant accumulating wealth, status, and possessions. But Sharma revealed a deeper truth: real success is measured by the positive impact you have on others. David began to see his legal work differently. Instead of viewing clients as billable hours, he started seeing them as human beings with real problems that needed solving. He began taking on pro bono cases, mentoring young lawyers, and using his skills to serve those who couldn't afford high-quality legal representation. The transformation was remarkable. As David shifted from a mindset of getting to a mindset of giving, his work became energizing rather than draining. He discovered what Sharma calls the giver's gain: the more value you create for others, the more fulfillment and success you experience yourself. Pillar 3: Authentic leadership. Sharma teaches that leadership is not about a title or position, it's about influence and impact. Every person has the capacity to lead, whether it's leading their family, their team, their community, or simply leading by example through their daily choices. Authentic leadership, according to Sharma, requires three essential elements: competence, character, and caring. David realized he had focused solely on competence, developing his legal skills and knowledge while neglecting character and caring. He began working on his character by aligning his actions with his values. He practiced integrity in small daily decisions, knowing that how you do anything is how you do everything. He developed genuine care for others, understanding that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. This shift transformed not only David's professional relationships but his personal ones as well. His colleagues began seeking his advice not just on legal matters but on life decisions. His influence grew not through force or manipulation but through the quiet power of authentic leadership. Pillar 4: Legacy Creation. The fourth pillar asks perhaps the most important question of all: what will you be remembered for? Sharma challenges us to think beyond our immediate circumstances and consider the lasting impact of our lives. David was forced to confront an uncomfortable truth: if he died tomorrow, what would his legacy be? A collection of legal victories? A bank account? These achievements, while not worthless, felt hollow when viewed through the lens of legacy. Inspired by Sharma's teachings, David began to think about the kind of legacy he wanted to create. He envisioned being remembered as someone who used his talents to serve others, who lived with integrity and purpose, and who inspired others to reach their potential. The transformation journey. Armed with these four pillars, David embarked on what Sharma calls the transformation journey. This journey is not a destination but a continuous process of becoming the best version of yourself. The journey began with small, consistent changes. David implemented Sharma's concept of marginal gains, the idea that tiny improvements, when compounded over time, create extraordinary results. He woke up 15 minutes earlier each day until he was rising at 5 a.m. He read for 20 minutes daily until it became an hour. He practiced gratitude for 3 things each morning until appreciation became his default mindset. But the real transformation happened when David learned to embrace what Sharma calls the discomfort zone. Growth, Sharma teaches, happens outside our comfort zones. David began accepting speaking engagements, even though public speaking terrified him. He started difficult conversations he had been avoiding. He took on challenging cases that stretched his abilities. Each step outside his comfort zone expanded his capacity and confidence. David discovered that the things he feared most often held the greatest opportunities for growth. The power of morning rituals. One of Sharma's most impactful teachings is the importance of morning rituals. How you start your day determines how you live your day, he emphasizes. David's morning routine became sacred time invested in his physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual growth. The 5 a.m. club, as Sharma calls it, became David's gateway to excellence. In those early morning hours, before the world woke up and demanded his attention, David found the space to work on himself. He exercised to strengthen his body, meditated to calm his mind, journaled to clarify his thoughts, and studied to expand his knowledge. This morning routine created what Sharma terms the victory hour: 60 minutes of victory over procrastination, 60 minutes of victory over mediocrity, 60 minutes of victory over the voice that says you can't. These daily victories accumulated, building momentum and confidence that carried David through even the most challenging days. The philosophy of excellence. Sharma's teachings revealed to David that excellence is not a destination but a way of traveling. It's about bringing your best self to everything you do, regardless of how small or seemingly insignificant the task might be. The way you do anything is the way you do everything, Sharma teaches. This principle transformed David's approach to life. He began treating every interaction, every task, every moment as an opportunity to practice excellence. When David made coffee, he made it with complete attention and care. When he spoke with clients, he gave them his full presence. When he prepared legal documents, he did so with meticulous attention to detail. This commitment to excellence in small things prepared him for excellence in big things. The philosophy of excellence also taught David that mastery is not about perfection, it's about continuous improvement. He learned to embrace failure as feedback, to view setbacks as setups for comebacks, and to understand that the path to mastery is paved with mistakes and lessons learned. The ripple effect. As David transformed, something remarkable began to happen around him. His transformation created what Sharma calls the ripple effect. The positive changes in David's life began to influence everyone around him. His colleagues noticed his increased energy and positivity. His clients appreciated his deeper level of care and attention. His family enjoyed his greater presence and engagement. David was becoming living proof of Sharma's teaching that as you grow, you lift everyone around you. But the ripple effect went deeper than personal relationships. David began to see opportunities to create positive change in his community. He organized legal aid clinics, mentored disadvantaged youth, and used his platform to advocate for social justice. He realized that finding your purpose is not just about personal fulfillment, it's about recognizing your responsibility to contribute to something greater than yourself. Purpose, David learned, is found at the intersection of your talents, your passions, and the world's needs. Overcoming obstacles. The journey toward purpose and meaning is not without challenges. David faced what Sharma calls the resistance, that internal voice that seeks to keep us comfortable, safe, and small. This resistance manifested as doubt, fear, and the temptation to return to old patterns. There were days when David wanted to skip his morning routine, days when serving others felt thankless, days when the pursuit of excellence felt exhausting. But Sharma's teachings had prepared him for these moments. Every master was once a disaster, Sharma reminds us. The path to greatness is not smooth, it's filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But these challenges are not roadblocks, they are the very experiences that forge character and build resilience. David learned to reframe obstacles as opportunities. Difficult clients became opportunities to practice patience and problem solving. Stressful deadlines became opportunities to perform under pressure. Personal setbacks became opportunities to develop emotional intelligence and perseverance. The meaning of true success. Through his journey with Sharma's teachings, David discovered a revolutionary definition of success. Success, he learned, is not about what you accumulate, it's about who you become in the process of pursuing your goals. True success, according to Sharma, can be measured in 4 dimensions: physical success, having the energy and vitality to pursue your dreams and serve others effectively. Mental success, continuously expanding your knowledge, skills, and mental capacity. Emotional success, developing the emotional intelligence to build meaningful relationships and handle life's challenges with grace. Spiritual success, connecting with your deeper purpose and living in alignment with your values. David realized he had been pursuing only one dimension of success, the external markers like money and status. But true fulfillment came from developing all 4 dimensions simultaneously. The daily practice of purpose. Finding purpose is not a one-time event, it's a daily practice. Sharma teaches that purpose must be renewed and recommitted to each day through our choices and actions. David developed what he called his purpose practice, a daily commitment to align his actions with his deeper why. He asked himself 3 questions each morning. 1. How can I serve others today? 2. How can I grow today? 3. How can I contribute to something greater than myself today? These questions became his compass, guiding his decisions and keeping him connected to his purpose even in the midst of busy days and competing demands. The leadership imperative. One of Sharma's most powerful teachings is that we are all called to be leaders, regardless of our title or position. Leadership, in Sharma's view, is not about authority, it's about influence and impact. David embraced what Sharma calls the leadership imperative, the understanding that the world needs your unique gifts and talents. He stopped waiting for permission to lead and started leading through his example, his service, and his commitment to excellence. This shift from follower to leader was transformative. Instead of waiting for others to solve problems, David began identifying needs and taking action. Instead of complaining about what was wrong with the world, he started being part of the solution. The legacy mindset. As David's understanding of purpose deepened, he developed what Sharma calls the legacy mindset. This mindset asks not what can I get, but what can I give? Not how can I be served, but how can I serve? The legacy mindset transformed David's entire approach to life. His career decisions were no longer based solely on salary or prestige, but on the opportunity to make a meaningful contribution. His relationships became focused on adding value to others' lives rather than just seeking personal benefit. David began to see his life as a trust, talents, opportunities, and resources that had been given to him not for his own benefit alone, but to be stewarded for the benefit of others. The compound effect of small changes. One of the most practical aspects of Sharma's teachings is the emphasis on small, consistent improvements. David learned about what Sharma calls the compound effect, the way small changes, consistently applied over time, create extraordinary results. David stopped looking for the dramatic gesture or the overnight transformation. Instead, he focused on being 1% better each day. He read a few pages more, exercised a few minutes longer, served one more person, practiced gratitude for one more thing. These tiny improvements seemed insignificant in isolation, but when compounded over months and years, they created a completely transformed life. David became living proof that you don't need to change everything at once. You just need to start where you are and consistently move in the direction of your dreams. The courage to begin. Perhaps the most important lesson David learned from Sharma's teachings is that the journey toward purpose and meaning requires courage, the courage to begin, even when you don't have all the answers. You don't have to be great to get started, Sharma teaches, but you have to get started to be great. David realized he had been waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances. But perfection is the enemy of progress. He learned to embrace what Sharma calls the courage of the beginning, the willingness to take the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. This courage to begin despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite the voice of resistance, is what separates those who live purposeful lives from those who merely dream about them. The integration. As David's transformation reached its peak, he realized that all of Sharma's teachings could be integrated into a single, powerful truth. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's one of hope, purpose, and positive impact. This integration transformed David from someone who was seeking purpose to someone who was living it. He no longer wondered about his why. He expressed it through every action, every interaction, every decision. His law practice became a vehicle for justice and service. His morning routine became a foundation for excellence. His relationships became opportunities for contribution and care. His challenges became chances to practice resilience and growth. The full circle. Years later, as David reflected on his journey, he realized that Robin Sharma's teachings had given him something invaluable, a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. He was no longer the empty, successful lawyer staring out his office window. He had become a purposeful human being using his talents in service of something greater than himself. The transformation that began with reading a single book had rippled out to touch hundreds of lives. David had become a mentor to young lawyers, an advocate for the underserved, a leader in his community, and most importantly, an example of what's possible when someone commits to living with purpose. He understood now that Robin Sharma's greatest gift is not his books or his speeches, but his reminder that we all have the capacity for greatness within us. We all have the ability to transform not only our own lives but the lives of everyone around us. The invitation. David's story is not unique. It's available to anyone willing to embrace the principles that Robin Sharma teaches. The highlights of purpose and meaning that Sharma illuminates are not reserved for a special few, they are the birthright of every human being. The invitation is before each of us. Will you continue to sleepwalk through life, or will you awaken to your potential? Will you settle for success, or will you strive for significance? Will you focus on getting, or will you focus on giving? The choice is yours, and the time is now. As Robin Sharma reminds us, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your life of purpose and meaning is waiting. The question is not whether you have what it takes to live it, you do. The question is whether you will choose to begin the journey today. In the end, David discovered that Robin Sharma's teachings point to a simple but profound truth. We are not here by accident. We are here on purpose for a purpose. And when we align our daily lives with that purpose, we discover that life is not just something that happens to us, it's something we create, one choice, one day, one moment at a time. The highlights of purpose and meaning are not distant goals to be achieved someday, they are daily practices to be embraced right now. They are found not in some perfect future version of yourself, but in the courage to begin becoming that person today. This is Robin Sharma's greatest gift to the world, the reminder that greatness is not a destination, but a way of traveling. Purpose is not something you find, but something you create. And meaning is not something you discover, but something you build through the daily practice of living with intention, serving others, and becoming the best version of yourself. The journey of purpose and meaning begins with a single step. That step is available to you right now. The question is, will you